In the abandoned area of Brightmoor, Detroit, a young woman named Tess arrives at a rental house she booked online. According to the instructions, the key should be inside the lockbox, but when she opens it, there's nothing there. Frustrated, she calls the rental company, only to reach voicemail. While standing outside in the rain, she notices lights glowing inside the house. Curious and cautious, Tess knocks on the door. To her surprise, a man named Keith answers. He explains that he also rented the same property, and after comparing booking details, they realize the house was accidentally double booked. Since the storm outside is getting worse, and every nearby hotel is full because of a medical convention, Keith offers Tess a place to stay for the night. He even gives her the bedroom while he sleeps on the couch. Even though Keith seems polite, Tess remains careful. After spotting his wallet, she secretly photographs his ID, just in case. Later that evening, the two sit together, talking over drinks. Tess explains she's visiting Detroit for a job interview with a documentary filmmaker named Catherine. Keith surprisingly knows about Catherine's upcoming project because he helped create a local music collective tied to the documentary. Their shared interests slowly help Tess lower her guard. Late that night, Tess suddenly wakes after hearing her bedroom door creak open. Terrified, she notices the door standing slightly ajar. Strange noises echo from the living room, and when she investigates, she realizes Keith is having a violent nightmare on the couch. She wakes him up in panic and asks if he opened her door, but Keith insists he never touched it. Feeling uneasy, Tess locks the bedroom door before trying to sleep again. The following morning, Tess finds a note from Keith explaining he had to leave early and wishing her luck. As she steps outside in daylight, she finally notices how disturbing the neighborhood truly is. Nearly every nearby house is abandoned and falling apart, except for the rental property she stayed in. Later, Tess meets Catherine at a cafe for her interview. The moment Catherine hears the address of the rental house, she becomes visibly concerned and warns Tess that the area is extremely dangerous. When Tess returns to the property, a homeless man named Andre spots her and urgently tries to warn her about the house. However, his aggressive approach scares Tess, causing her to run inside and lock the door before he can reach her. Andre pounds on the entrance, desperately telling her to leave, but Tess assumes he's dangerous and ignores him. While inside, Tess realizes there's no toilet paper in the bathroom. After searching every room without finding any, she heads down into the basement. There she finally discovers some supplies, but before leaving, the basement door suddenly slams shut and locks on its own. Her phone is upstairs, leaving her trapped underground. Searching for another way out, Tess discovers a strange rope hidden near the wall. When she pulls it, a concealed doorway slides open, revealing a dark passage. At first, she avoids exploring it, but after waiting for hours with no escape, curiosity gets the better of her. Using reflected light from a mirror, she carefully examines the hidden corridor and eventually discovers another room containing an old mattress, a bucket, a video camera, and a bloody handprint on the wall. Completely horrified, Tess rushes back. At that exact moment, Keith returns home. Tess frantically explains what she found, but Keith assumes it's just old junk hidden in the basement. Wanting to prove there's nothing unusual, he heads downstairs to investigate himself. After several minutes pass without hearing from him, Tess grows worried and follows him into the basement. This time, she uncovers an even deeper network of tunnels beneath the house. Deep underground, she discovers cages and evidence suggesting people were kept there for years. Eventually, Tess finds Keith injured and terrified. He claims something attacked him in the darkness. Before they can escape, a gigantic naked woman suddenly emerges from the shadows. The horrifying creature grabs Keith and violently smashes his skull against the wall until he dies. Tess watches in complete terror as the monstrous figure screams at her. Elsewhere, a famous actor named AJ receives devastating news while driving near the beach. His producers inform him that his co-star has publicly accused him of abuse, destroying his reputation overnight. Desperate and financially cornered, AJ travels to Detroit to handle one of his remaining properties, the same mysterious house where Tess stayed. Upon arriving, AJ notices signs that strangers may have been living inside. While exploring the basement, he discovers the hidden rooms and underground tunnels. Instead of being disturbed, AJ becomes excited after learning hidden square footage could increase the home's market value. He even begins measuring the underground areas with a tape measure. As AJ ventures deeper into the tunnels, he discovers another filthy room filled with old blankets and a television playing videos about motherhood and childcare. Suddenly, the creature appears and chases him through the darkness. During the escape, AJ falls into a hidden pit and injures himself badly. Inside the pit, AJ is shocked to discover Tess is still alive. She explains they must stay quiet because the creature believes kidnapped people are her children. Soon, the monster arrives carrying a baby bottle filled with milk. Tess drinks from it to avoid angering her, but AJ refuses. Furious, the creature drags AJ away and forces him to act like her baby. Tess eventually escapes the pit and manages to flee through a basement window with help from Andre, the homeless man. Andre finally explains the horrifying truth. Something far worse than the creature is hidden beneath the house. A flashback to 1982 reveals the origin of the nightmare. The original homeowner, Frank, was a serial predator who kidnapped women and imprisoned them in the basement for decades. Over generations of horrific abuse and inbreeding, the monstrous woman was eventually born underground. Back in the present, AJ discovers Frank, still alive, deep within the tunnels, as a frail old man surrounded by trash and videotapes. After watching the tapes and realizing the full extent of Frank's crimes, AJ confronts him in horror. Frank responds by taking his own life. Meanwhile, Tess desperately tries convincing the police to help her, but the officers refuse to believe her story. With no other choice, she returns to the house herself. The creature attacks again, forcing Tess and AJ to escape alongside Andre. Andre explains the monster has lived beneath the neighborhood for over 40 years and only comes out after dark, searching for her babies. Without warning, the creature invades Andre's hideout and brutally kills him. Tess and AJ flee toward a nearby water tower. After climbing to the top, AJ betrays Tess in pure panic by throwing her off the tower to distract the creature so he can survive. However, instead of letting Tess die, the creature leaps after her and uses her own body to break Tess's fall. Believing both are dead, AJ climbs down and prepares to escape. To his shock, Tess is still alive. Before AJ can run away, the creature suddenly attacks him, gouging out his eyes and killing him in a gruesome way. In the final moments, the badly injured creature approaches Tess gently, still viewing her as her child. Tess tearfully picks up a gun and ends the nightmare once and for all. If you enjoyed this dark and disturbing movie recap, make sure to subscribe to Tweet Films for more intense horror, thriller, and movie breakdowns every week.